Alright, boys and girls, so we're going to go ahead and make these very fun snacking sharks as our next art project. It's super easy. These are the materials that you'll need for this project. So you'll need 2 pieces of paper, any coloring material that you would like to use, paint, markers, crayons, scissors, you'll need a marker, and you'll need either a tape or glue for this. I am using a glue stick, but tape also works fine. Now the cool thing about these sharks is that when you actually pull open their mouths, you'll actually expose the snacks that you drew inside of their mouth. So those little fishies are not their snacks, thankfully. So we're actually just going to be drawing some fun and yummy snacks inside of our shark's mouth. And it's very summer inspired. Now for your first step, of course, you'll need your piece of paper. I did a few things. I did it with my finger. I kind of outlined where I wanted my shape of my shark to go. So I kind of traced with my finger first, kind of like a triangle, but a little bit more rounded. And I'm using a marker right now because I'm confident in where I'm drawing my shark's head. If you're not confident, then please use a regular pencil. Now I'm giving my shark some eyes, so I drew kind of like a bubble on the right hand side, and I'm going to draw another little bubble on the inside. So that's going to be the shiny part of the shark's eye. And if you've ever seen a picture of a shark, their eyes are usually just black with a little bit of a white shiny part. So that's what we're drawing. And I'm just coloring it in black with leaving that shiny part white. And of course, I'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side then in a second as well. Please keep in mind, I know that sometimes I can go pretty fast in these videos. I try to make them short so that you're not sitting there for half an hour watching a video. So I do speed through a lot of this. If you ever need to, you can always pause the video. You can always go back and watch what you need to, or you can always come into my office hours and ask for help. So please feel free to always pause and rewind the video if you need to. Alright, so we have 2 adorable shark eyes. Now we're going to go ahead and draw our little shark nose. And our shark kind of only has 2 little, I guess, slants or slots that you would call it inside of his nose. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw those little pieces. Next, I'm going to draw the waves above my shark. So it's almost like he's coming out of the water. So I'm going to draw those waves up top there. And you can draw them however you want. Again, you don't have to draw anything like I did it. You can be as creative as possible, or as creative as you want to be. Next, I'm going to go ahead and draw some fishies. So I'm going to start with my fish's eye. I'm going to do 1 big circle. I'm going to do a little circle inside of that, and an even smaller circle inside of that as well. And then I'm going to color in the second circle black and leave a shiny white part like what we did for our shark's eyes. So we should have a big circle, a medium circle, and a tiny circle all within each other. Now I'm going to draw a little V shape. Kind of looks like a little ant antenna, or, that'll be my fishy's mouth. So I'm going to draw the rest of my fish's body. And then I'll go ahead and draw his little tail fin there, and 1 more fin on the top of his head. And again, if you have a way that you like to draw fish, you don't have to do it this way. And if it's going too fast, you can always pause the video or go back. So we have little gills that we added, so we're just going in and putting in some details like some bubbles, gills, certain things like that. And I'll draw 2 more of those, but you don't necessarily have to if you don't want to. Okay, now I'm going to break out some crayons and start coloring my shark. And if you want to do a different colored shark, of course you can. I'm keeping mine gray with blue water, but this is your piece of artwork, so you can be as original and creative as you'd like to be. So I'm just going to go through and start coloring everything now. Alright, and once I'm done with my coloring, I'm going to pull out my second piece of paper, and this paper is going to be our shark mouth. So what I need to do is make it smaller. So I'm going to fold it in half as best as I can, and I'm going to fold that piece down. I'll open it back up in a second. And on the crease that I've folded, I'm going to go ahead and grab some scissors and I'm going to cut that piece right down on that line. So now we just need to do a little bit more folding. I'm going to take my piece and fold it up in half again. Make sure we make it nice and even as best as we can. Push that crease down. And then I'm going to take this top piece that I have here and I'm going to bend this piece down until it meets the bottom of my paper. And this is going to be our shark's mouth. So I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to draw a line right where that fold is happening, right in the middle there. So wherever that fold is, I'm going to draw a line so that when I open up my shark's mouth, I know I have to color my snacks inside of those two lines. But for right now, I'll keep it folded and I'm going to add some details to my shark's mouth here. So this top part is going to be the top teeth of my shark's mouth, and then the bottom folded part will be the bottom part of my shark's teeth. So I'm going to take a black marker and we're going to create the gums of our shark's mouth. And I'm just going to draw a really thin line all the way around the square. So those will act as my gums. And then I'm going to draw some nice pointed teeth all around. And they don't have to be perfect because no one's teeth are perfect. So next, what we can do is we can take a look at some examples of some snacks. Now, you can do different snacks. You can choose whatever ones you want to put inside of your shark's mouth. You can do healthier ones. You don't have to do the ones I've chosen. I've put this reference picture in for you so that you can kind of take a look at different kinds. But again, you don't have to use these. So I'm going to speed through drawing my snacks because you may be choosing different ones, but if you want to, you can always pause and go back to the way I'm drawing mine. I'm doing some pizza, ice cream, and chocolate chip cookies. And then I'm just going to go through and start coloring the rest of the shark's mouth. So adding all these details and then coloring the rest on the inside. Now, some of you might have noticed that I actually made a little bit of a mistake on my shark's mouth. I drew the cookies a little bit too low. What I should have done is kept my snacks inside of the lines. So inside of that top pencil drawn line that I did, and then the bottom folded line. Because what that would have done is when I folded it up like that, you would not have seen the bottom part of the chocolate chip cookies. But if you did this, that's also okay. Nobody's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. So I'm just going to leave it like that because I think it's kind of cute that the chips are falling out of his mouth. And then when I open up this bottom piece here, you'll notice that it will show all of the shark's snacks, just like that. So the last thing to do for this is just to glue on this piece to the rest of our drawing. So I'm just going to get out a glue stick, and if you don't have glue, again, tape works perfectly fine. And that will be pretty much it. I hope you have fun with this. I hope you experiment with different kinds of snacks and making the shark look like your own. Maybe give him or her some really fun details. But other than that, this is going to be it for our project. And I hope you had a great time with this one.